KTOX.org.
This is Mike from the Afternoon Drive-By. I want to talk to you about one of KTOX's most loyal and famous sponsors. That is Dandy's Donut and Deli in Fort Mojave. Dandy's has fresh-baked donuts, hot and iced coffee every day. Besides the consistently incomparable food and exceptional service, Dandy's overall excellence and clean atmosphere is unsurpassed. Dandy's Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95. Open 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
From the KTOX AM 1340 and 92.9 FM Weather Center, I'm Charles Dixon. Clear sky and 74 degrees on Route 66 in Needles, and good afternoon to listeners in Oatman. Currently broken clouds and 67 degrees for you. Getting down to 55 overnight tonight. Friday's high will be in the upper 60s, overcast clouds. Temperatures in the lower 70s on Saturday. That's your KTOX Tri-State weather. Brought to you by Route 66 Broadband.
This is KTOX.
The opinions voiced on the Rob Hanson radio program are those of the host and the callers, and not necessarily those of KTOX and Reuben Broadcasting.
Oh my goodness gracious me, mercy sakes alive. It is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. Let's get this thing started, shall we? I think we shall.
It's the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program on KTOX 1340 AM, now with FM 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
Makes you want to scream and shout. Presidential party. No one wants to dance. Looking for a new star to put you in a trance. Let's go all the way.
And welcome back. 855-586-9134 is the number to join in the conversation. Want to apologize for being AWOL last week. My daughter had her second round of surgeries and needed the extra help. She's doing well, much better now. And so that was the reason I was out. I'm just having to deal with family stuff, and like I said, she is okay. Anyway, glad to be back here today. You can definitely join me on Rumble at just search for the Miss Rob Hanson radio program, and you'll find it. Oh, what else? Oh, yes, there and on X. If you look up Misty Hanson, you will see me there. And you might be able to find the Miss Rob Hanson radio program on YouTube if you try really, really, really hard. For some reason, it's going to an alternate channel that I don't want it to go to, and well, it is what it is. But you can find us there. I've decided that I'll go ahead and try ScrewTube once again, and if they decide that they're going to cancel me again for things I say, like the coof shot didn't work or whatever, well, then we'll find out in short enough term. Anyway, 855-586-9134 is the numbers you want to join in the conversation. Got a lot of stories to go through today. Anyway, rapper Cardi B. I don't know if you ever heard of her. I've heard of her, but she's her real name is Blackus Amanarez or whatever. kicked off her Little Miss Drama Tour in California on Wednesday night with a direct call for fans to physically attack federal immigration officers if they showed up at her show. Isn't that just wonderful? Let's go to the phones real quick. KTOX, you are on the air. Hello, KTOX, you are on the air.
Hi, Rob. This is Kenny in Yucca.
Hey, Kenny in Yucca, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. I wanted to mention that Mike Hagwood had Congressman Paul Gosar on his program and interviewed him a few days ago.
That's nice.
And,
Gosar the Destroyer, sure.
And Congressman Gosar mentioned some information that I was very happy about. In a meeting with Paul Gosar, I showed him a picture in the Standard newspaper of the fire burning up the lodge at the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
Uh-huh.
I told him these are quite good pictures. They got pretty close, good enough to get good pictures of it, but nobody could get close enough to pour any water on it. And that brought a row to the whole meeting. And Congressman, I told him that we need to stop funding these people that are going around watching our forests burn down and the convoys of materials that go along with them. Barracks, bathrooms, showers, everything that goes along with them. The trailers with the big yellow iron on them that are supposed to build the firewalls and all that. Instead of doing that, just take that money and provide it for the Social Security recipients who have not been able to keep up with the inflation. And it turned out in that conversation with Mike that that's exactly what he's working on right now.
Defunding the Forest Service and putting it into Social Security?
It was the Bureau of Land Management operation.
Okay.
And I told him that rather than paying all these people to go out and watch our forests burn and all the assets that go along with it, let's use that money to build up our Social Security back to where it should be after this big round of inflation.
Oh, gotcha.
And he took that serious, and he's been working on that. It's been about 5 months now since our meeting, and he's been working on it, and he mentioned that on Mike's program.
Okay.
And I'm writing him a letter. I'm in the process now of writing a letter along with a donation, his campaign donation, and thanking him for working on that issue and taking it serious.
Okay. Not a problem.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to bring it up, and hopefully some callers will call in and comment on the whole situation, whether they're for it, against it, or agree with the whole thing.
Well, yeah,
thank you.
It's a definite possibility, but we were talking about that ding dong Cardi B, getting up in front of her audience and saying, quote, "Bitch, if ICE comes in here, we're going to jump their asses."
Yeah.
That's what I opened up with, and
it's provocation,
of course,
and we get to hear provocation all the time. We rarely get to hear good news.
No. I understand that. But well, there you go. All right, thanks, Kenny.
Thank you, Rob.
Mm-hmm. Bye. 855-586-9134 is the number. Anyway, she went on to say this. "I've got some bear mace in the back. They ain't taking my fans, bitch." Anyhow, I don't think anybody has been taken out of a concert. I don't think ICE has raided a concert. Although, you know what? Maybe they ought to. Maybe they just ought to, raid her concerts or raid something. Because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Stand up there. People are paying hundreds of dollars to go see this. And you're going to stand up there and make threats against ICE. It's it's silly. It really is silly. And no, I don't know. We've heard enough hype. We've heard enough threats of violence. We've heard enough people who are in positions of influence, like Cardi B, encourage violence. Certain political parties, they keep encouraging violence, and they wonder why things aren't settling down. I mean, seriously, what is their 2028 re-election plan? Is it to create such a crisis in the United States that the elections can't happen? Is that their intention? Is that their intention, to create such violence in major cities that people cannot get out to vote? I find it absolutely incredible that every single time that one of these left-wing starlets opens their mouth, that all it is violence that comes out of there, or encouragement to violence. Hey, CW, how you doing? Glad to see you. It just becomes very, very interesting. Anyway, it is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. I need to turn this up and on. And, I didn't mean to do that, but let's try that. There we go. And we'll be back after these messages. KTOX Needles.
Yeah. Some call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice, 'cause I speak of the pompatus of love.
This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-State's talk leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi, because time is money, and we're always on time.
Attention all business owners. If you have been looking for a reliable cleaning service, stop searching. River Life Pros are the best in the industry. River Life Pros are a family-owned mother-daughter cleaning service revitalizing businesses from Needles to Laughlin. Licensed and bonded, Carrie Ann, Kylie, and Ashley will go the extra mile to make your enterprise sparkle. Make an appointment today with River Life Pros by calling 702-859-2480, 813-812-3097, or go to homecleaningmojavivalley.com.
This is Mike from the Afternoon Drive-By. I want to talk to you about one of KTOX's most loyal and famous sponsors. That is Dandy's Donut and Deli in Fort Mojave. Dandy's has fresh-baked donuts, hot and iced coffee every day. Besides the consistently incomparable food and exceptional service, Dandy's overall excellence and clean atmosphere is unsurpassed. Dandy's Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95. Open 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
In need of a licensed professional plumbing service? Don't look any further than Skilled Tradesman Services. They offer commercial and residential plumbing service and new construction contracts at competitive prices. Water heater installation prices starting at $700. 10% off for veterans and seniors. Mention this ad and get an additional 10% off. Call Skilled Tradesman Services at 928-450-5104. That's 928-450-5104.
Hey everyone. Let's all stop what we're doing right now and take a moment. That felt good, huh? Just like that, we had a nice special sort of moment together. Of course, they don't all need to be quiet moments to be special. They could be loud moments, goofy moments, sporty moments, dorky moments. Moments where we talk or walk or just hang out. It doesn't really matter. They all count. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. Sounds like somebody agrees. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Today, call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it. You hear it every time you finish a meal and never feel anything. But if we were able to associate this sound with a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change your after-meal behavior through brainwashing. Because food waste costs the average family $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. And $1,500 extra bucks is like getting a pay raise. Save the food. Cha-ching. You're promoted. Which could pay for your child's braces. Save the food. Cha-ching. You're promoted.
Check out my braces.
So when you hear this sound, rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Not only are people locally listening to KTOX on AM radio, but people from all over the world are listening online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on a plethora of internet platforms.
Oh, internet platforms? What's that?
Get KTOX on your iPhone, laptop, Droid, notebook, PC at home, even internet radio in your car. To find out how you can connect to KTOX, go to KTOX1340.com.
KTOX Needles, the very best in live local talk.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
And welcome back. 855-586-9134 is the number to join in the conversation. Of course, you can call in with anything you want to talk about. Even if it's something I'm not talking about, but let's try to stay somewhat on topic. I mean, holy cow. Anyway, 855-586-9134. Another little housekeeping note. Of course, I wasn't here last week for the reasons I also stated. But also last week, I was given or finally received a set of dentures that fit. So I am super duper thrilled about that. You'll see my beautiful smile with a full set of teeth in upper and lower, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to death about them. And it's been nice. I've been able to actually properly chew my food lately. One of the other things that you may notice is I may slur some words a little bit. It's because I'm getting used to talking with a mouthful of marbles, or what it sometimes feels like a mouthful of marbles. But at least my these fit and they don't hurt quite so much, and it's just really rather pleasant. So yeah, I've now got a full set of teeth, and I can eat properly once again, which is, a good thing. Anyway, 855-586-9134 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Is it boot do? Anyway, back to Cardi B just for a second. I know that a lot of pressure has been put on the administration to pull back ICE, to stop deporting illegal aliens. And I would like to know why. Honestly, I'd like to know why that they feel that they must continue to scream and yell about taking ICE out, stop deporting illegal aliens, especially illegal aliens that have committed crimes in the United States. I do not want to see them stop. And here's a simple reason why. I want there to be people who want to be in the United States legally, who want to integrate with the United States, learn the language, join in with our culture, and become a productive member of society. What do I mean by productive member of society? You work, get a job, or you start a business, you raise a family, you pay into the system, like we all do, and defend it. Time after time after time, I open up social media and I find somebody who's on there who is a legal immigrant, somebody who has taken the time to come into the United States the right way, jump through all the immigration hurdles, then to become a citizen of the United States. Time and time again, I see these people speaking out against illegal immigrants, especially the illegal immigrants that come in and do nothing, sit on their behind, and demand money, health care, food, housing, clothing, the whole 9 yards. Oh, but Miss Rob, don't you want other people to be able to eat and survive and be taken care of? Yes, absolutely. I don't want anybody going hungry. But it's not a perpetual state of giving or of taking. One of the things that up there that has annoyed me and has annoyed a lot of other people is the waste, fraud, and abuse of the monies that were given. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars given to entities that were supposed to be building daycares. So these poor immigrants could go find a job and go to work. Like the Quality Learning Center, which is nothing but an empty building with the sign out front. Then we have the California debacle, where billions of dollars have been poured into that state, especially when it comes down to, I don't know, the rebuilding of the last fire, and not a board has been nailed. Let's go to the phones. KTOX, you're on the air.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, Rob. Look, you don't know what you're talking about. Again.
Okay, all right, hang on.
You refuse to...
Hang on, Chuck. Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. And
well, I'd be a little bit more cordial if you really... use your power.
I'll just hang up on you if you.
There you go. Use your power aggressively.
Okay, thank you. 855-586-9134. You want to call back, Chuck? You can. But you call back, be polite. And then when I ask you to pause so I can ask a question, you pause. But if you want to just cut, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do know what I'm talking about. I see the billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. And the only beneficiaries of this are the powerful and the thieves. The people that needed the money don't get the money. You want to talk about another fraudulent project in California? How about the train that goes to nowhere? How many times a day does that run? And how many billions of dollars have been poured into that? Into that? Billions of dollars poured in to house the homeless in California. Comes out to about a little over $700,000 per homeless person. Enough to buy a very nice house almost anywhere but California. And they still have a horrendous homeless problem. Because the price tag keeps going up. Oh, we're going to renovate these buildings, and it's going to start costing even more. So we've got to pump more money in. Well, what happened to the money that was already pumped in? The land not get purchased, or did it go to some other super fund and get spent someplace else? Eight 586-9134. If you want to continue with all the abuse and fraud and whatnot and so forth, be my guest. Be my guest. But understand that there's a bottom to this. And when you need support, you're not going to be able to get it because the money is gone. California has one of the highest minimum wage rates in the entire United States. And it also one of the highest homeless population in the United States. Because they can't afford housing. Or they can't afford health care. Or they encourage people to continue their lives of self-destruction. Hopefully it'll get better. I'm not going to hold my breath. Especially when California keeps passing stupid laws. Right here in Needles, we've got a city government that's out of control, threatening to send law enforcement against journalists because they don't like what's being reported. They can't come to terms with a few facts that have been put out in witness statements and in lawsuits and in their own words. I went to the Tuesday night city council meeting where the city manager, overpaid stud that he is, was all very proud of the road work that has been done in Needles. So very happy that the road work is being done solely with money gotten from weed sales or weed production here in Needles. Here's a question. Here's a question that I hope somebody can answer for me someday. Where is the road taxes that people pay into? Where are those distributions going to? California's got the highest gas tax in the nation. Over $1 a gallon.
More than that.
Hi, Henry.
It's more than that.
Yeah, I know.
And
I said over $1 a gallon.
Yeah, I think it's closer to 2, but the road tax. That's a thing I was really curious about, and the only thing I can figure out on that is if you take cannabis money for something, you can't take federal money.
That's not federal money. That's state money.
Or state money. You can't take any other money. So that's what I think it is.
That's crap.
Yes, it is crap. But that's what I believe it is. I will verify that.
Yeah, I want a verification of that, because if that is, then the city of Needles have shot themselves in the head.
Well, they shot themselves in the foot first for legalizing it. They shot themselves in the head for taking the money from it.
Yeah.
To put it on roads. They don't have to say they're putting it on roads.
But that money's drying up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's not going to last forever. Yeah, that industry's come, and it's, to me, I see it's pretty much gone. I mean, it's always going to be there. You know.
I heard all these marvelous and wonderful things about, how many roads are being worked on. I look out here at Balboa Place, and I'm like, all right.
That's the worst road in Needles. The worst.
I look at Bush Street, which has been repaved once.
Yeah, that's not the worst road in Needles.
In 50 years.
Yeah.
Once in 50 years.
Well, what I suggested and what I brought up and what they brought up again last night in council is to put
day before yesterday in council.
Yeah, is to put a bond on to have all the roads done all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And that went over pretty good, I believe, with the council.
Well, that was a voter initiative, and I don't agree with it.
I think we should let the voters decide.
Oh, absolutely, let the voters decide.
Because the roads are so bad here. If you pay that extra money on your a bond means it goes to your property tax, and if you pay that extra money on your property tax, I believe it's going to be a lot less than it costs for tires and repair on your car, because these roads are horrendous.
Horrid.
Yes, they're terrible. They're terrible. Now, when I used to come in on this side of Bush, off of Needles Highway, I took the dirt road alongside of it.
Yes, because
the road was so terrible.
Because it was smoother.
Yes, that's bad when the dirt road's smoother than the paved road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's not smooth.
I have a big issue with several things in Needles, and one of and pretty much all of them have been caused by past city council, and past and present. I'm sure. I'm not going to discount myself, but these ones from the past. Home Depot, when Home Depot built in Bullhead City, they came to Needles first because they wanted to service Lake Havasu and Bullhead City. And Needles was a central part for them. And Bullhead City, at the time, had people on the council that worked for Claypool's. And that'd put me out of business. And Claypool pretty much told them how to vote.
You mean Needles, not Bullhead City.
Yeah, here in Needles. And then we got a chance to get a Walmart. And then it goes on as far as all the way to the London Bridge we were offered. Truck stop, Indian casinos. We'll be right back. KTOX Needles.
Absolutely. This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi, because time is money, and we're always on time.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Swantee's of Bullhead City is fall deals for you. Get a 2024 Dodge Hornet 72 months at 0 APR or 84 months at 2.9 APR. Or $14,758 off of MSRP. Swantee also has great deals on pickups, SUVs, and other vehicles. Swantee's will buy your car, any make or model, offering top dollar with less than 70,000 miles, no older than 7 years. Swantee's of Bullhead City, 2494 Highway 95 in Bullhead City.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs, we'll look at real science, and we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
That's Coast to Coast every night at 10 p.m. right here on KTOX.
Hi, Crystal again from High Desert Heat. Never before in history has it been more important to hang on to your Second Amendment rights. Times are changing fast. Make sure you and your family are protected. At High Desert Heat, we have all your Second Amendment needs. Weekly CCW classes as well as training or even a try before you buy. Custom Cerakoting, engraving, ladies private and group shooting classes. We are your hometown family-friendly one-stop shop. High Desert Heat, 4410 Highway 95, Fort Mojave, Arizona, 928-763-4328.
Developers and investors, located in beautiful Needles, California. This is your opportunity. Riverlux Resort, a city-approved 15-acre mixed-use development along the Colorado River, zoned PUD and C2, ready for retail, resort, and residential growth. Prime location between the river and the golf course, where lifestyle meets potential. Visit riverluxresort.com and discover the vision.
KTOX would love to do your advertising. If your organization or business needs a little help, KTOX can get your name out on the air. We have the best advertising rates in the area. Reach us by email at ktoxradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562. That's KTOXradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562. Swantee's of Bullhead City is fall deals for you. Get a 2024 Dodge Hornet 72 months at 0 APR or 84 months at 2.9 APR. Or $14,758 off of MSRP. Swantee also has great deals on pickups, SUVs, and other vehicles. Swantee's will buy your car, any make or model, offering top dollar with less than 70,000 miles, no older than 7 years. Swantee's of Bullhead City, 2494 Highway 95 in Bullhead City.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs, we'll look at real science, and we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
That's Coast to Coast every night at 10 p.m. right here on KTOX.
KTOX, we bring you facts without fear or favor.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
Oh, welcome back. Oh, my goodness gracious me, mercy sakes alive. Yep, it is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. Next hour, we're gonna talk a little bit more about needles next hour because new information has dropped down. Like I said, I went and spoke at the Needles City Council this week, talking about how wildly inappropriate it was to send cops to investigate a journalist, and so yeah, we're you do that now. You get to feel the other end of that particular stick. 855-586-9134. The last week, a notice was given out. A press release was given out because the person who publishes the Needles Heat Wave News started talking about a former city of Needles officer, essentially. He was a code enforcement officer who had allegedly sexually assaulted and sexually harassed city employees, and was subsequently fired, and then criminal prosecution set against him. And the only thing the city would say, yeah, we fired him. Well, people started asking a lot of questions. One of those questions is, why was this allowed to go on as long as it did? Why wasn't it stopped? Because the pattern of abuse, according to reports, had gone on for years. So that means somebody in upper management was covering for the guy. Or they just accepted that that's how we do business here. We'll be talking more about that in the next hour, especially the news release that I spoke about, because frankly, you don't go and intimidate journalists. It opens you up to federal litigation that this city can ill afford. You know, you want to talk about the $1.3 million in pot fees that are going to the roads? How about not even having money afterwards to pay employees? when the feds get done suing you and turning all that money and all those assets over to victims. How about that? That gets pretty serious. Because when the feds sue you, the fine is usually in the millions of dollars. Now, of course, the city will, do its best to defend itself, hire, they've got a pretty good lawyer insurance thing going on that you pay for. But there's a bottom end of that. But there's a way out for the city on this, and I'll give it up front. The way out for the city is to address all these points. I invited city council here tonight, or somebody from city council here tonight. Well, Henry, you have an open invitation. To explain to me precisely what the inaccurate or misleading information was and is. Now, they can do that. They can come in and explain it. Or, you know what, I'll give you an easier out. Publish a retraction to that news release. Acknowledge that you done effed up, boy. Acknowledge that you were trying to sweep this under the rug and hope that it would go away. Provide information about how you've made these victims whole. And I will not be naming any of the victims. But I will talk about Chavez. I will be talking about the former city manager. I will be talking about the current city manager. Because these folks, they aren't victims. They're in my opinion, they're part of the perpetrators. Even though swift action was taken and we don't need to discuss it any further. Asgat's questions. And the city is very short on answers. Until, this guy with the Needles heat wave news came on the scene and started providing some of those answers. And some of those answers are pretty damn horrific. Some of those answers are pretty damn horrific. I'm going to share a few of them. Like I said, I'm not going to name victims' names. We're not going to engage in that. Anyway, it is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. We'll be back after top of the hour news. KTOX Needles.
KTOX and K281CR Needles.
If you're just turning on your radios,
This is KTOX.
bring you up to date on the news.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Environmental Protection Agency has revoked a key scientific finding that supported U.S. regulations on greenhouse gas emissions. This decision rescinds a 2009 declaration that carbon dioxide and other gases endanger public health. President Trump says the move will save Americans a lot of money when buying vehicles.
This action will eliminate over $1.3 trillion of regulatory costs and help bring car prices tumbling down dramatically. You're going to get a better car. You're going to get a car that starts easier, a car that works better for a lot less money.
Environmental groups are certain to challenge the action in court. The EPA also proposes delaying a Biden-era rule on vehicle emissions, which could impact the push for electric vehicles. A U.S. judge says President Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the BBC can go to trial. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
A federal judge in Florida rejected an attempt by Britain's national broadcaster to delay proceedings and set a February 2027 trial date. In December, Donald Trump filed a lawsuit over the way the BBC edited a speech he gave on January 6, 2021. The day of the U.S. Capitol riot. The claim seeks $5 billion in damages for defamation and $5 billion for unfair trade practices. The BBC has apologized, but rejects claims it defamed the president. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Investigators in Arizona want residents near Nancy Guthrie's home to share surveillance camera footage of suspicious cars or people in the month before the disappearance of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 669 points. More at Town Hall.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
It's true. Millions of Americans agree with President Trump, and they're switching to Newsmax. They're watching great shows with Greta, Carl Higbie, Rob Schmidt, Finnerty, and more. If you're tired of big media, start watching Newsmax. It's free to start. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com for immediate access. Get all of President Trump's most important events live. Imagine watching Mike Huckabee's Israel Report, our Melania documentary, Clint Eastwood, Charlie Kirk specials, even the movie Jesus of Nazareth by Franco Zeffirelli. Once you start Newsmax Plus, you won't stop. So try it for free. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com, then download the app. It's easy. So make the switch to Newsmax Plus today.
Swantee's of Bullhead City is fall deals for you. Get a 2024 Dodge Hornet 72 months at 0 APR or 84 months at 2.9 APR. Or $14,758 off of MSRP. Swantee also has great deals on pickups, SUVs, and other vehicles. Swantee's will buy your car, any make or model, offering top dollar with less than 70,000 miles, no older than 7 years. Swantee's of Bullhead City, 2494 Highway 95 in Bullhead City.
With so many people worried about AI taking over their jobs, I've got some good news for a change. If you're in the culinary world, it doesn't look like your livelihood is in danger quite yet. I'm Dr. Catherine Albrecht, back to dish out the facts after this.
Is your email box overrun with spam? With a StartMail account, you'll never have to give your real email address to a stranger again. Online shopping, newsletter subscriptions, getting that 30% off coupon, they all need your email address. But with StartMail, you can invent new addresses or aliases linked to your inbox behind the scenes and give those out to people while keeping your real address hidden. It's just one more protection from StartMail.com.
ChatGPT isn't a master chef. A food scientist from the University of Illinois recently had the software evaluate several brownie recipes, and it wasn't very good at cooking up answers, because no matter how revolting the recipe was, ChatGPT always gave it high marks. It didn't just endorse a standard brownie mix. It also praised the use of fish oil instead of butter and substituting worm meal in place of eggs. No matter how gag-worthy the ingredient list happened to be, AI loved it. looks like we won't be having AI food critics anytime soon. I'm Dr. Catherine Albrecht, opposing AI at realisgood.org.
This is Mike from the Afternoon Drive-By. I want to talk to you about one of KTOX's most loyal and famous sponsors. That is Dandy's Donut and Deli in Fort Mojave. Dandy's has fresh-baked donuts, hot and iced coffee every day. Besides the consistently incomparable food and exceptional service, Dandy's overall excellence and clean atmosphere is unsurpassed. Dandy's Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95. Open 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
From the KTOX AM 1340 and 92.9 FM Weather Center, I'm Charles Dixon. Clear sky and 72 degrees on Route 66 in Needles, and good afternoon to listeners in Oatman. Currently overcast clouds and 65 degrees for you. Getting down to 55 overnight tonight, Friday's high will be in the lower 70s, overcast clouds. Temperatures in the mid-70s on Saturday. That's your KTOX Tri-State weather. Brought to you by Route 66 Broadband.
This is KTOX.
The opinions voiced on the Rob Hanson radio program are those of the host and the callers, and not necessarily those of KTOX and Reuben Broadcasting.
Oh, and welcome back. It's hour number 2 of the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. Let's get this thing started, shall we? I think we shall.
It's the Miss Rob Hanson radio program on KTOX 1340 AM, now with FM 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader.
And welcome back. 855-586-9134 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Hi, Henry. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I probably won't be speaking much right here, but I'll speak what I can.
I'm sure you will.
Absolutely
will. I'm sure you will. Anyway,
the reason why is because I'm city council and I am limited to what I can speak about. Go ahead, Bob. Don't look at me like that.
I'm looking at you like that.
Reach over
well, it might be one to slap somebody else. Anyway, now, in a recent release from the Needles heat wave, he goes inside the Chavez court filings. And what the city's sworn testimony actually says. The report is published in light of the City of Needles' recent public statement asserting that misleading or inaccurate information. Yes, that's it. That's what I'm referencing there, Henry. Yeah. Anyway, recent public statements asserting that misleading or inaccurate information has circulated regarding these matters. The following summary that we'll hit some of the high points. We're not going to go through it all because it's rather lengthy. But it's a summary that relies exclusively on sworn testimony, transcript evidence that the city itself submitted as part of its workplace violence restraining order proceedings. So in late 2024, the City of Needles sought a workplace violence restraining order involving former code enforcement supervisor Adrian Chavez. As part of the court proceedings, the city submitted sworn testimony, transcript evidence, and recorded interviews and investigative documents. The documents include recorded interviews under oath, audio transcript excerpts, electronic message discussions, and investigative follow-up questioning. Now, he goes on to say what follows is a structured summary of what those documents reflect. No conclusions, no editorial framing, only what appears in the sworn record. Now, one of these sworn affidavits is from a victim, and I'm not going to name the victim's name, but was interviewed under oath with a union representative present. The city's investigator emphasized confidentiality and the city's anti-retaliation policy, stating that no participant should face consequences for cooperating. They confirmed that nearly 10 years with the city and working under Adrian Chavez began around 2020. Direct overlap in development services. They testified that their relationship began as a normal and later escalated. Now, here are the allegations of escalation. According to the sworn testimony, Chavez made repeated sexual comments. By the way, this is directly from the sworn testimony. Attempted to close doors during one-on-one work assignments, blocked exits, pressed his body against them when they tried to leave. Grabbed their hand and told them to just grab it. Threatened work consequences if she refused. Reference Supervisor Patrick Martinez when discussing consequences. She testified that she said no repeatedly. There was a remote vehicle incident in 2024. In their sworn testimony, it alleged that during a work assignment, Chavez drove them into a city-issued vehicle to inspect vacant properties, according to the statement. He drove past the listed addresses, continued onto dirt roads near Smith Road and the railroad tracks, stopped in what they described as an isolated area. The vehicle was city-issued Chevy Traverse assigned to Chavez. These occurred during work hours. There were no witnesses present, except for the victims. During questioning, the investigator confirmed on the record that the vehicle was city-issued and that the incident occurred while both employees were on duty. The victim testified that after the vehicle stopped, she activated her phone and began recording audio. She stated that recording captured portions of the interaction that followed. Now, this is part of what the transcript included with the city's filing reflects, that yes, sexually degrading language did occur. Repeated demands. Statements expressing fear from the victim. The victim telling him to stop repeatedly. A statement attributed to Chavez's reference their home. A remark, shoot them, in response to a hypothetical involving his daughter. Investigators locked in. Date, vehicle, work hours, assignment activities, and again, no witnesses. Recorded audio. The investigator questioned what device was used. It was an iPhone. What app? Voice memo. Whether recordings were edited? No. Whether additional evidence existed? Yes. The transcript includes repeated sexual demands, shirt unbuttoning requests, verbal degradation, her crying during portions, the victim, and repeated refusals. They later testified, reported recordings to HR. Stated that Chavez was sent home following day and did not see him again. Another victim, who is also a code enforcement officer, who was interviewed under oath in October and November of 2024. That victim confirmed that Chavez was her direct supervisor. He conducted her evaluations. She worked under him for approximately 2.5 years. Repeated allegations of repeated physical contact. In the sworn testimony, the victim alleged that Chavez grabbed her hand repeatedly while driving and attempted to move her hand towards his groin. Rubbed against her in office spaces. Pressed his body into her. Attempted to brush against her chest. Wrapped arms around her. Grabbed her legs in city vehicles. She stated these incidents occurred more than 5 times. And these allegations also involve Patrick Martinez, the current city manager. In the sworn testimony, the victim described the incident inside a city vehicle during work-related trip, in which she alleged Chavez reached back and grabbed her leg while the city manager was seated in the front of the vehicle. She testified that she did not report the incident at the time because she believed nothing would happen. Then there was the cake incident with the city manager present. The victim also testified in her sworn testimony that she was referred to as a cake incident, in which she alleges Chavez made her sexually suggestive remarks using coded language about women's bodies. The victim testified that city manager Patrick Martinez was present in Chavez's office during one of these exchanges. The victim testifies that Martinez told Chavez that's enough and then exited the office, leaving her alone with Chavez. She alleges that the conduct continued after Martinez left. And this is where it becomes really egregious. Statement then goes on to about statements about being untouchable. In the victim's testimony, The victim further alleges that Chavez made statements suggesting he was protected by city leadership. According to the victim's recorded interviews, she testified that Chavez told her that Patrick, as in Patrick Martinez, is my bitch. We do whatever we want. That he was untouchable. That leadership would protect him if complaints were made. These statements appeared in the transcript as allegations made by the victim under oath. This only fuels more questions. And one of my main primary questions, now I know this incident is past. And Henry, I think you can comment on what questions I'm about to ask. But if this kind of behavior has been going on for so long, this kind of culture that allows city employees to sexually abuse one another, what else is happening in the city that isn't being brought forward? Or what else has happened in the city that has been buried? Care to comment? That requires a yes or no.
Yeah, I am concerned about it too. I'm very concerned about it too. And not asking you to comment directly on what I just talked about. Okay, what you just talked about, what was read right there is very disturbing.
Yeah,
I have not read this part. Me personally, I'm getting to the bottom of it. I'm going to get to the bottom of it, see if any of this is true. Because this needs to be addressed at city council level.
Yeah.
Because it makes us look like we covered this up. And now that this guy makes allegations like this, that Patrick Martinez was involved and Bernie Hatz was involved too. I want to know on that. I really want to know on that because I was not aware of that. I was not told that.
Of course not. It was hidden from you.
Other than that, I can't.
You can't comment. I understand you can't comment.
I can't comment on anything else, but.
And look, this is just I just read half the article, and I'm pretty much stopping there.
I'm going to read the whole thing.
Well, we're going to read the whole thing, but
okay.
I got to take a break sometime.
Oh yeah.
But these are the presumed being untouchable. There's got to be a basis for that presumption.
Well, and how it was said is Patrick Martinez works for the city council.
Yeah.
City council hires and fires him. So that involves us too. That involves me directly.
Yeah. And during your tenure, by the way.
Oh, it was definitely during that. Yeah, it was definitely during my time. And I am, yeah. I'm reading the comments afterwards too, because there's a
bunch of comments.
There's a bunch of comments on people, and these are residents, and I care what the residents think about it.
Yeah,
I really care because that's who I work for. I work for the residents of this city because I am city councilman.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Martinez works for the city council. That's how it works. We hire and fire city managers. That's how that works. And that's I think you can tell by my voice, but that's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, Henry,
take a break.
While you consider what you can say and what you can't say, which is unfortunately quite a lot.
Yeah, a lot, but not much.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick little break. It is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. We'll be back. KTOX Needles.
I can see her lying back in her satin dress.
This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-State's talk leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi, because time is money, and we're always on time.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
Yeah, hi. I think I found your kid's stuffed animal near the swing set. Just want to call. I'm sure she misses it.
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off. The toy was a little muddy, so I cleaned it up, and it's good to go whenever you're around.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid, you know?
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger and give all of our kids the meals they need to grow. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of 4 $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council. You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it. You hear it every time you finish a meal and never feel anything. But if we were able to associate this sound with a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change your after-meal behavior through brainwashing. Because food waste costs the average family $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. And $1,500 extra bucks is like getting a pay raise. Save the food. Cha-ching. You're promoted. Which could pay for your child's braces. Save the food. Cha-ching. You're promoted.
Check out my braces.
So when you hear this sound, rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
All of us love sports. But not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets. Millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. High school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
KTOX 1340 AM, standing up for truth, justice, and a decent cup of coffee.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
You know, the leader on this is so long.
Oh, it is.
I mean, I could go outside and smoke another cigarette.
Well, yeah, but don't get fooled again.
I shouldn't. But, yeah.
You can just play the background and it'll be ready for the next break.
Pretty much. 855-586-9113. Not really. It's only 5 minutes, but man, that leader is long.
Yeah.
Bob O'Reilly.
Well, it's great when you're in the car, you're listening to it.
Oh yeah, well,
but not when you're coming on the radio.
Well, actually, it makes a really good lead in.
It does.
It makes an excellent lead in because you can talk over it and whatnot and so forth, and it's just kind of nice. Anyway, continuing forward. It also in the victim's sworn testimony. During one exchange regarding time off. The victim wanted some time off. Chavez told her, "Get on your knees and beg." He stated this under oath, and a comment was made in response to their request related to time off from work. The remark appears in the transcript as part of her description of what they characterized as escalating conduct. During follow-up questioning, the investigator referenced the recording and stated on the record that it reflected that what was described as a year and a half of conduct. The investigator questioned the victim about the recording, the device used, and whether it had been edited. The victim confirmed that the recording had been made on her personal phone using voice memo. Text messages were exchanged. The victim described repeated rapid-fire texts, multiple question marks, monitoring of her location, codes allegedly used to request meetings, lunch for sex implications, pressure to share hotel rooms during work travel, they stated that the messages caused anxiety. Institutional patterns reflected on the sworn record across both interviews. The sworn testimony reflects the recurring themes. Allegations spanning extended time periods. Allegations occurred during official city business. Allegations involving city vehicles and facilities. Allegations referencing supervisory authority. Allegations claiming protection by leadership. Named witnesses. IT personnel potentially able to verify camera access. HR involvement. Paid leave issued. Immediate workplace removal in one case. The record does not characterize these as isolated incidents. It reflects what the interviewees describe as patterns. That's pretty much the end of that. Henry, this is a direct question, and you can answer it or you can't, or not answer it. After Chavez was fired, did the city recommend that all employees go through sexual harassment training again? That would have also included city council, because city council got to do that every couple of years anyway, right?
Yeah, we do have to. We go through it. I think it's once a year.
Once a year?
Yeah, once a year, once every 2 years.
I think it's once every 2 years. Because you were complaining about it a year ago.
I've gone through it a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember if that's.
Because usually after incidents like that, everybody's required to take extra classes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm reading this as I talk, and I didn't read this whole thing, and I'm
sickened. I hope.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Sickened, I hope. Now, I'm not going to ask you for any other statements other than that, other than the questions I've asked, because frankly that wouldn't be fair to you. But I have no reason. I have no reason whatsoever to doubt this. And it's very disturbing. One of the comments has been, the city's been a good old boys club for a long time. Should look at permits and get that approved for buddies that are part of the planning commission.
I see that. Now go down 2 from that one. This one kind of, it's okay. This AI overview is extremely redundant.
Well, it's not an AI overview, so
okay,
whatever.
I don't know. Yeah.
But seems like an ongoing issue, and an ongoing issue that hides a deeper problem within the city of Needles, or at least exposes the tip of the problem within Needles. And I happen to agree with that one comment about the good old boys club. I really hope that people in the city of Needles call up the city and start asking hard questions. and then start holding elected officials accountable. Sorry, Henry.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the one that should be held accountable to the highest standard.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
And now you still want to bitch slap me?
Always. Oh, no, I agree. No. I wouldn't bitch and moan and complain about certain things that goes on in this city, about certain people that are prominent people of the city, if it weren't true, and if I wasn't doing all the things that were correct.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to do everything that's correct and according to the law, everyone else should have to.
Absolutely.
Everyone else should have to. I'm sorry. And I always have anyway, since I got clean and sober 33 years ago.
Yeah.
But, everybody should have to,
yeah, it's disturbing and sorry. Not going to let this one go, Henry. You're
a journalist, as you shouldn't.
And after being threatened by the city, not me personally, but another journalist, it behooves me to start looking closer at a bunch of different other things.
Well, if I wasn't on the city council, I would be...
Joining me?
Absolutely.
I understand.
Absolutely, because this is a story that needs to be put out there.
Yeah.
And, if this person's right, wrong, or indifferent, that needs to be put out there. Now, if what he says is the complete truth, then...
Oh, holy cow, you've got a real problem on your hands.
Okay, I'll let you finish it for me. Go ahead.
No,
you did.
Holy cow, you got a real problem on your hands. Sorry. I didn't want to have to.
No, that's
make
good.
You say that.
I wasn't going to finish it anyway.
It's just...
But these accusations against Patrick Martinez and about the code enforcement, Bernie, and if they knew about it, that's as far as I'm going to go.
Yeah, I understand, and I don't want to put you in a
Well, you're not,
in an
because,
untenable
see,
place.
I have what's written down here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a court paper in front of me that says that.
Yeah.
If I have a court paper in front of me that says that, then I can address it.
Yeah.
But since I don't, it's hearsay to me right now.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
As it is to anybody out there, and unless you print the court papers in print on here, it's not true.
Yeah.
So I have to have proof of everything. Just like if I report something, I'm gonna double check. You've taught me this.
Yeah.
Double check your sources and then ask somebody after you get done with all that.
I talked to the source.
Okay.
I spoke to the source.
Okay. Have you seen the court papers?
I have not.
Okay.
But I've talked to the source. And he has revealed enough to make me convinced that he's found the fire, not just the smoke, but the fire. And bad pun on his little newspaper there, but but it's really made me take a hard look and sit down and think really hard about it.
Well, as any person should,
and especially with his other experiences that I'm not going to talk about. Matter of fact, I'll tell you about that off air. I believe the guy. And
well,
yes,
you believe the guy, but not enough to report it as the whole truth.
Me? What? Sorry?
Yeah, you believe the guy.
Yeah.
You just read his words.
Right.
Is that word? Okay, what I'm saying.
No,
yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
I know you're not retarded. He offered to send me the whole kit and caboodle. I said yes. I don't think he would have offered that if what he was saying had holes in it.
Okay. Well, get the whole thing, the proof, and then we go from there on it. But
absolutely.
In the meantime, it throws a question in everybody's mind, and unfortunately, it throws a question in my mind, and unfortunately, people have questions about my integrity now.
I'm sorry.
No, they should. They absolutely should. Because I am Patrick Martinez's boss, along with 6 other council people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I should be questioned about this. I should be under scrutiny on this. Yes, I agree, and I don't like it. So
yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
That's fine. All right, but anyway, I'll tell you what, Henry. I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal. I will stop talking about this so you can breathe a little easier.
No, that's fine. There's just only certain things I can say. I'm bound by.
You're bound by your duty to the city. I understand.
Oh, well, I'm bound by certain things that I've been told, and I can't comment on certain things. That's all.
Well, that's how they get it. That's how they hide it. Anyway, it is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program. Back after these messages. KTOX Needles. This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi. Because time is money, and we're always on time. Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi. Because time is money, and we're always on time.
Swantee's of Bullhead City has fall deals for you. Get a 2024 Dodge Hornet 72 months at 0 APR, or 84 months at 2.9 APR, or $14,758 off of MSRP. Swantee also has great deals on pickups, SUVs, and other vehicles. Swantee's will buy your car, any make or model, offering top dollar with less than 70,000 miles, no older than 7 years. Swantee's of Bullhead City, 2494 Highway 95 in Bullhead City.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs. We'll look at real science. And we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
That's Coast to Coast every night at 10 p.m. right here on KTOX.
Developers and investors, located in beautiful Needles, California. This is your opportunity. Riverlux Resort, a city-approved 15-acre mixed-use development along the Colorado River, zoned PUD and C2. ready for retail, resort, and residential growth. Prime location between the river and the golf course, where lifestyle meets potential. Visit riverluxresort.com and discover the vision.
KTOX would love to do your advertising. If your organization or business needs a little help, KTOX can get your name out on the air. We have the best advertising rates in the area. Reach us by email at ktoxradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562. That's KTOXradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562.
Hi, Crystal again from High Desert Heat. Never before in history has it been more important to hang on to your Second Amendment rights. Times are changing fast. Make sure you and your family are protected. At High Desert Heat, we have all your Second Amendment needs. Weekly CCW classes as well as training or even a try before you buy. Custom Cerakoting, engraving, ladies private, and group shooting classes. We are your hometown family-friendly one-stop shop. High Desert Heat, 4410 Highway 95, Fort Mojave, Arizona, 928-763-4328.
This is Mike from the Afternoon Drive-By. I want to talk to you about one of KTOX's most loyal and famous sponsors. That is Dandy's Donut and Deli in Fort Mojave. Dandy's has fresh-baked donuts, hot and iced coffee every day. Besides the consistently incomparable food and exceptional service, Dandy's overall excellence and clean atmosphere is unsurpassed. Dandy's Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95. Open 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
Swantee's of Bullhead City is fall deals for you. Get a 2024 Dodge Hornet 72 months at 0 APR or 84 months at 2.9 APR or $14,758 off of MSRP. Swantee also has great deals on pickups, SUVs, and other vehicles. Swantee's will buy your car, any make or model, offering top dollar with less than 70,000 miles, no older than 7 years. Swantee's of Bullhead City, 2494 Highway 95 in Bullhead City.
KTOX Needles, the very best in live local talk.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
Born. 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 Come on, you is this not true? You're born to be alive. You're not born to die. Well, you do in the end. I don't know. You can't take it with you.
None of us get out of here alive. Come on.
I don't know.
This is temporary.
Mind if I try?
This is temporary.
I think we all try and fail. Anyway, 855-586-9134 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. Henry, thank you for coming in tonight. I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Even though you couldn't contribute too much to it.
I wished I could. But
I know, and the thing is, I understand.
As being on city council, I'm glad I was here to be able to I picked my phone up and I went on that site as you were reading it, and I went through everything word for word with you, so I would get a better understanding of it too.
Yeah.
So that's
read the other articles as well.
Yeah, I read the other one.
Other ones. There's more than one.
Okay. All right.
There's more than one.
Okay.
And it's yeah. So here's the thing. We all need to be on the same page. And yes, I agree with you. what you said earlier. That I'm taking right now. I'm taking this guy for face
but
value.
verify,
and I understand that.
Yeah,
but from what I've seen so far,
yeah, trust but verify.
I'm pretty well convinced that. Oh, what a pretty pen! Don't take. Not mine. Not my pen. But
squirrel.
Squirrel. But I'm pretty convinced that that's accurate, and which is a shame, and just leads me to other questions as well. What has the city done to prevent this in the future?
Yeah.
Have the victims been made whole?
And it goes right back all through the city, and it goes right back to the council.
Right, and these are the questions I pose to you,
because the council's on top. The council's the one that hires and fires the city manager, the city attorney. So
for
we're
a whole $1 a meeting,
and we're the ones that make ordinances in the city.
Mm-hmm.
We're the ones that should be under scrutiny over this.
Right.
So the truth needs to come out.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
It all does. Now, I know there's some truth to every story. There's some truth to every story. So that's all I'm going to go with.
I know. But
God, I wish I could say more.
I know you do. I know you do, and I wish you could as well. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But my questions are more for the future. The future of the city of Needles.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm concerned about the residents.
Well, Needles has been under scrutiny for the longest time. Like I shared earlier, the last hour I believe it was, about the Home Depot, the Walmart, the truck stop, the London Bridge, the Indian casinos, and whatnot. I could go on and on and on. How different people were influenced, and they influenced the council members to do a certain thing. I have never been influenced by anybody to sway my vote in any which way. And you can look at my voting record. There's some voting where everybody voted for it, and I voted against it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to vote.
Although last night or night before last was 7 in favor of the motion carry, or 7 in favor. 7. Everybody voted yes last night or the other night.
I agreed with what I voted on.
Yeah, I know.
I agreed with what I voted on. There was no discrepancy.
I couldn't see any reason.
There was no discrepancy with any residents of the city.
Yeah,
that's my issue. If there's an issue that comes up, I'm going to say there's going to be 3 residents or several residents said that this isn't right, and I'll say that before we take a vote in the discussion part, to let other people be aware that you work for the residents of this city. And most council members, I'm not saying ours, but most council members don't go by that. They go by this. No, this is what I think. This is what I think.
Well, what's nice is you also the other night when they were taking recommendations for ballot initiatives.
Yeah,
you did propose a little more than $1 a month.
Yeah, I mean, Bullhead City gets about $1,000 a month per council person, and we get $1. I'm not asking for
$1,000. No,
but we should get something other than $1.
Yeah, well, something to offset maybe some time off that we're having to take
because
to do this.
Larry said it perfectly.
Yeah, he sure did.
About the people that have a job, and I can't afford to be on council because I got to work. It's going to take $200 out of my paycheck. You got to compensate that person.
Yeah. Anyway. I'm almost out of time here. I've got 10 seconds. Anyway, thank you again, Henry, for coming in and talking to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for informing me.
Well, that's my job.
Yeah. My job is to verify now.
My job is to inform the electorate and the elected.
Yes. And my job now is to do investigation for the residents of our city.
Absolutely. It is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader. We'll see you tomorrow. Go out there and make the world a better place. And do me a favor. Go get your ham radio license. KTOX Eagles.
KTOX and K281CR Needles.
If you're just turning on your radios,
this is KTOX.
Bring you up to date on the news.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Border Czar Tom Homan says ICE agents have finished their job in Minnesota.
Border Czar Tom Homan says Operation Metro Surge has resulted in more than 4,000 arrests since it started December 1st.
We've had great success with this operation.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz